And we are live from Eagles Fieldhouse at Liberty North High School in Liberty, Missouri. It is the Liberty North Invitational Championship games. The Trojans taking on the Eagles. It's a rematch of the 2022 tournament. I'm Brady Reton alongside my partner Ryan Swanson. Ryan, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I mean, it's championship atmosphere for this tournament. I'm excited.
So am I. The Trojans coming into this game 2-1, beating Central and Linwood by, kind of closer games, a lot closer than what the Eagles have seen. First game was 61-48 against Central, and against Linwood it was 54-47. So two really good games earlier, but beginning of the season, to start it off, on November 28th, they went to North Kansas City and kind of got a butt whooping, 76-60. And we talked about this last year. It was a really good game, 77-75, and it came down to a very, very, I don't even know how to say it, but a play what kind of cost the Trojans the game and would have gave them the lead. It was a breakaway dunk off the back of the rim, and Coach Blanchett even said, we talked to Noah England about it and Kale, they both said going into that game, Coach Blanchett said this kid's missed a dunk in every single one of their games. And it just happened to be one of the biggest ones later in the game.
Yeah, I remember that last tournament. But coming into this tournament for the Eagles, we have found out about this team that anyone can be the top guy any night. As we have seen from Lane Meltebarger, from Adam McKnight, from Wyatt Vincent, most of these guys coming off the bench can do a lot of really good things for this team, especially after in their first sure shift. After the first unit comes off, they're a really, really good bench unit.
Yeah, but it's been this year, it's been Adam McKnight. Adam McKnight has been the story of the year, and he's been killing it for the Eagles. And, he's just really showing himself as a player. He's definitely been playing great down low. He's had 3 double-doubles on the year, one coming in game 1 of the tournament. I believe it came in game 1 of the Willard tournament, game 1 of the Liberty North tournament, and game 2 of the Liberty North tournament. He's been killing it off the boards. He had 20 last night, and he's just filling into that role of being, a dog.
Yeah, he definitely is, and especially for the Eagles coming in tonight, trying to get the sour taste out of their mouth. The last time they were in a championship game, that was against Bentonville in the Willard Classic, and that game ended up not going the Eagles' way, falling to Bentonville, and that one definitely trying to bring home the Liberty North Championship for this tournament. It would be their second or third year in a row. I think third.
Second.
Never mind.
Because the years before, it was only 3 tournaments. Last year was the first year of 4 tournaments.
I love that.
Yeah, it's going to be a different mentality after leaving that little sour taste, as you said, in their mouth, losing to Bentonville. And the Eagles have had a big problem we have talked about every time we came on air, and that is shooting the three-pointer.
Yeah.
5 for 20 in the last game. I don't know if they're taking too many, or if they're just not taking it at the right time, or if it's just they're not feeling it. It's just there's something going on with the three-point shot, and, of course, I think the best three-point shooter this year has been Wyatt Vincent, by far.
Definitely on this team. But one thing when I've looked at them for three-point shot from the three-point land, it's kind of in the middle in terms of how good their looks have. Some of them have been really good. Some of them I think they could have probably kicked it out and looked for a better shot. But overall, they're not taking that many bad attempts on the three-point line. And it's not like it's the first shot or it's like we have to get this up. It's the best look on the court, and they're just not knocking them down. And listen, this is a team that changed a lot during the offseason. So in terms of chemistry and building that up, it's going to take a little bit, and I was expecting some struggles in parts of the Eagles game. Now, I didn't expect him from the three-point spot. I thought that was going to be the strength of this team. But I think it's only going to get better going into the year. We know everyone on this team can shoot. It's just everyone's in a cold streak right now. It's going to happen. And regardless of what type of sport you play, you're going to hit a cold streak. You're going to not be able to do some things well in some certain games. But you just got to shake it off and keep looking towards the next game, the next shot. Don't worry about the stats, and you have a lot of basketball left to fix it.
And I'm kind of feeling like it's more of the yips. It just kind of feel it in. Like, of course, in baseball, you have the yips. You can't throw the ball. Like it's just kind of a struggle someone has, and everybody has it. You go through it, and it's hard to get. It's hard. It's really hard to get past. Beating that in your mind is probably, one of the toughest things to do in any sport. And I kind of have that feeling from the Eagles. They just kind of went out there cold the first night and then had the yips since.
And I think coming into this game, if you have a look from three-point land, pull it. Don't worry about the stats. One thing, especially in the game of basketball, you got all that nervous energy going into the game. When the tip going, you're nervous, you're running around, especially in a championship tournament game. The second you take that first shot, all of it goes away and you get locked in, and it's right back to business as usual. So the second, if it's Devin, if it's Garrett, if it's Wyatt, Lane, I don't care who it is. I mean, obviously I don't want Cantwell shooting a three-point shot at the first shot of the game. But
hey, man, I mean we've seen him make them before.
We've seen him make them, but if you have an open look on the court, you think it's a good shot, pull it. But you also have to realize you can't overthink it. One of the biggest mental blocks is your own brain in this game. And when you overthink it, and that's when you hesitate too much, you don't get a shot off, and then you're just passing the ball around with no action off those passes. So if you have a chance, don't think, just pull it. And that's really the only thing you really can do to fix it. There's no secret formula on how to get your three-point shots to fall. You just got to keep pulling them.
And one thing about this Eagles team and Coach Brock Linton that I love is that he scheduled the tough games early to kind of, really show that his team isn't a fluke. They're good. And going into it, you have next Wednesday at Kickapoo, considerably one of the best matchups in the area. It's going to be a rematch of the district championship game. It's going to be, it's going to be a dogfight till the end. And then you come back 6 days later, you come back next Tuesday and you play Central, who is, the things Coach Epps has done with that team is unbelievable, and they're arguably one of the best teams in the state.
Yes, they are, and there's definitely a tough schedule for the Eagles, but all what you just said, that's for the coaches to think about. Right now, the players need to be focused on the game in front of them. No need to worry about Kickapoo and Central. We'll get there when we get to the film room, when we get there during practice after this game. But right now, you need to just lock in on this game. Sorry, I'm trying to do math. 32 minutes of basketball. 8, 16, 24. Yeah. 32 minutes of basketball in front of you. Worry about that. Take it quarter at a time. Take a possession at a time. We'll worry about those games in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm excited for basketball.
Mm-hmm.
It's always fun playing in an environment like this. And coming up for Park Hill, it's also kind of a tough schedule. You got Lee Summit West coming up on the 12th, so that'll be next Monday. And then travel back here to Liberty North that Thursday to play. And then you go to the 12 Courts of Christmas. And I actually don't have any idea what that tournament is, but
that's the first time I've ever heard of it.
And then the William Jewell Holiday Tournament. So I'm going to take a look at this 12 Courts of Christmas. I'm interested now. It's in Kansas City, and that's all the details it gives me. But they also have a very tough schedule ahead, and both these teams wanting to show why they're the best in the area.
Yeah, and games like this, especially early in the season, are great for teams because, one, it gets you involved in really good competition early. These are two of the better teams, respectively, in the state. So getting involved in this type of action is really good for a team because that's going to get you prepared for later down the road when districts and playoffs roll around. A team that stacks their beginning of their season with kind of an easy schedule, they kind of just settle down, and then once they play the tough games, it's kind of a gut check. Getting these hard games out of the way first really sets the tone for the rest of the season. And I think it's really good for this Eagles team, especially with the fact that they're struggling on the three-point line. It is going to be trial by fire. It's either you got to start knocking them down or figure something out. But as much as we talk about how the three-point shot isn't going in, they're still winning games by a pretty sizable amount. So I said it last game, this is definitely not a priority we have to fix, but it's I'm going to put this, something we need to fix, but as long as we're winning, it's not anything to freak out about, nothing to sound the alarms for.
Ryan, think about if we get 3 or 4, maybe even 5 more of those shots to fall. They're averaging 80 a game. By far, this team is still finding ways to put up points. They're still finding ways to grab rebounds, especially McKnight. Not the biggest, but he plays aggressive, and it's impressive.
Yeah, and both these teams can really do everything out on the court. If that's shooting, driving inside, both are good at getting boards. But when two teams play that are evenly as matched as this, in an environment like this, the number one priority is you have to control the boards. Controlling the boards controls the pace of the game. If you're able to get the rebounds, limit second chance points, and get yourself some second chance opportunities on the offensive side of the ball, you control the game. So the number one priority for both these teams is rebound the ball. But also, both these teams are really good shooting teams and can score. We know that from the highlights, from the film. We know that these teams can score. So you have to make good on your opportunities when you get them. You cannot be giving up opportunities at all in this game. No turnovers. You can't have any bad penalties. Or foul, excuse me. I'm still, for some reason, still stuck in football. But you need to come out ready to play. It's a championship tournament game. It isn't going to be easy.
And we have 2:50 till tip-off. We're going to send it down to the PA announcer for starting lineups and national anthem. We'll be back. And we are back live moments away from tip-off in the Liberty North Invitational Championship game. It's a rematch. The Eagles taking on the Trojans. And the Trojans look to get their payback after falling by 2 points, and what a stellar game that was. And I'm excited. I mean, I'm really excited for this game.
I am too. It's championship atmosphere in a tournament. They're always fun to watch. This game's going to get competitive fast, and I'm excited. Also, it's basketball. Basketball is back in the normal swing of things, and I could not be happier.
And Tone Nymek's going to go up for the jump ball with the 6'8 Jackson Cantwell. Not that many people have One against Cantwell, and the Trojans do there. It's going to be Okoye. Hands it off. Here's Caston. Caston back to Okoye. Back out. Nymek's three-pointer. No good. Rebound there by McKnight, but it's poked free by Okoye. Looking inside, there's Nymek putting it in for two.
You got to hold that in. That's one of the careless turnovers that we talked about earlier that you cannot be having. It's a free layup off that turnover. You have to bring in that rebound.
Here's McKnight. Near corner, Hines. Hines driving in, back out. Deep three-pointer from Kemp is good. Devin Kemp drills the three-pointer.
And that's a good sign to see with the way that this team's been shooting the ball recently. It's good to get that going, especially from a guy like Kemp.
Nymek to Okoye. Looking inside, taken away there by Hines. Back to Kemp.
And for Park Hill, Nixa's coming out in a man defense. You want to find who's on Jackson Cantwell and get him off to try and get some open court opportunities.
Driving through, shots blocked by Okoye. Okoye pushing up court. And that is going to be big traveling there. I mean,
he's going to need a passport for that one. My goodness.
That one was, he picked it up a little, I think he picked it up before he reached the three-point line. I'm not going to lie.
He's been watching too many LeBron highlights. I'm sorry I had to say that.
Yeah, LeBron gets away with it too.
The only guy I've ever seen who can pick it up from the three-point line and get to the basket is Giannis. That's the only guy I've been able to see drive it in without a travel.
Ball poked free there by Okoye, the senior 6'2" guard. We saw him play quite a few minutes last year in the matchup. Here's Kemp looking inside Peters. Floater by Peters is good, and the Eagles extend the lead by 3.
And if you're Park Hill, you're undersized this matchup. You cannot allow anything in the paint. When that ball's up in the air, you got to tip it out of someone's hands.
And the oop to Shag, and he'll lay it in.
Beautiful setup on that oop. The finish was pretty, but that pass setting up was even better. What a play for the Trojans.
Fade away J from Garrett Hines, and it is good. That jump shot. I mean, it gets prettier every time he takes it.
It's almost kind of like unguardable, too, when he gets up there like that. If he gets his feet set up, with how tall he is, it's hard to guard that.
Three-point shot from Okoye, blocked there by McKnight. Rebound by Hines. A great job of McKnight peeling off the screen and getting a hand in Okoye's face. Here's Hines in the corner. Guarded tightly by Shaq. Around the perimeter to McKnight. Knight in the corner. Peters pump fake back out. Picks up his dribble back to McKnight. Inside Cantwell. Puts up a Nymek off the glass, and it is good for 2.
And Park Hill coming out running a perimeter-focused zone, as Hines almost got steal there. But if the Eagles have backdoor cuts inside, they can really collapse this and open the three-point.
Nymek stepped through over the head of Cantwell. No good. Rebound Peters.
And a big play here is really going to swing momentum in Nix's favor.
Here's Peters driving through the lane at McKnight. Back out Kemp. Kemp guarded there by Caston. Over McKnight in the corner. Hines, pump fake. Back out McKnight. Three-pointer is no good. Tipping out back to McKnight, driving through the lane. Oh, doesn't fall. Rebound Okoye. Actually, Kemp finds it, and he'll put it in for 2. I thought McKnight was going to throw that down.
I did. I got really excited. My heart stopped for a minute. I thought he was supposed to throw that down. We were going to have something to go on Ozone.
I got really excited. I'm not going to lie.
I thought I was about to find a highlight on the Nixa Barstool page.
Three-point shot is good. That is Gavin Shag.
That's a big shot right there. The 7-point to 4-point deficit feels way bigger than it actually is because it's still only 3 points. But it feels so big because it puts you back in one possession with a foul off a 3-point shot.
Here's McKnight in the corner. Hines for 3. No good. Fighting for the rebound will be McKnight in Cameron Jones, but it will find the hands of Jones. Now pushing up court is Gavin Shag. Shag pulls a three-pointer, and it is good. And just like that, the Trojans are in with 1.
Big shot right there from the Trojans.
Here's Kemp guarded tightly by Caston. Okoye guarding Hines. Hines driving through, fading away. Shot no good. Rebound there by Nymek.
And if you saw right there, the Trojans only had one guy that wasn't on the outside of the three-point line. The Nixa needs to start getting backdoor cuts inside to collapse this zone to open up that three-point shot they're looking for.
Nymek at the top of the key. Hands it off Jones. Jones passes it off. Caston. Three-point shot by Nymek is no good. Rebound McKnight. And now Hines is in transition. Loses control of his dribble, pulls it back out. Finds Peters, far wing three-pointer is good.
Big shot right there. And if you're Park Hill, if you get a rebound off a missed shot, I know this seems really fast, but if you get back before Cantwell, you have a 4-on-5 and have a chance to put some real points up.
Here's Cameron Jones, looks inside. Shag posted up. Foul will be called, I believe, on Devin Kemp. And going to the table, we'll see the Flint brothers and Wyatt Vincent.
If I were a betting man, I guarantee that Cantwell's one of these guys to come off. And then I'd say Hines and Peters. That's my pick. Those are my picks right there. Who's coming out?
Probably Kemp if Flint is coming into the game, and it will be Cantwell.
Perfect, spot on.
No, you were wrong.
No, I said.
You said Cantwell, Josh, and Garrett, and then Devin came out. Yep. Yeah, that's why I said I think Devin will right before.
I said. Wait, who? I thought I said Devin. Did I not?
No, you said Cantwell, or you said Cantwell, Garrett, and Josh.
I meant to say Devin. That's my fault. My
three-point shot from Flint, no good. Soaring through the air for the rebound will be Nymick, and they're on a 3-on-2 fast break, and he'll pull it back out. Nymick guarded by Randy Flint, hands it off. Here is Isaiah Caston. Caston back over. Gavin Shag. Shag hands it off. Cameron Jones. Jones driving through the lane, fading away. Won't get it to roll in, but foul will be called. I believe that's going to be on Josh Peters.
And that's really smart by Nixa to come out in a man defense with how fast and aggressive they play. It's a great defense for them, but if you're Park Hill, you have to match that. There needs to be a lot of off-ball screens and a lot of cuts inside to try and free up some guys and free up some space. Sitting in the corner in a man defense isn't going to do anyone any good. The feet have to move if you want to put points on the board.
First free throw will go. This is a 2-point game, and Jones' second shot will be no good. But the Trojans gets a rebound, finds Jones, shots blocked, but right into the hands of Nymick for an easy 2, and it's all tied up at 14.
Everyone crashed the ball. There was no box out. Basically a gift for the tip-in and a tie game with 2:30.
Here's Flint. Flint gets it over Peters, driving baseline, puts a body into him. Fighting for the rebound will be McKnight, but it finds the hands of Peters, fading away off the glass, and it won't roll in. McKnight finding the rebound, going up, and he'll be fouled hard. McKnight is taking an absolute beating on that possession.
I will say, when Peters first drove in, left side and close to the baseline, the defense was perfect. Cut off all room that he had to make him go up baseline and take a contested shot. That is great defense on driving in the inside, but Park Hill, unfortunately, wasn't able to get a rebound, and now sets up an opportunity for Nixa to take the lead again.
McKnight's first shot falls short, and we're going to see Foster check in for Peters, and then Meltebarger will come in for McKnight. So we'll see 5 new Eagles, and it's kind of that little more in-your-face aggressive Eagles who will cause turnovers on the press. McKnight's second free throw is good, and he will check out, finishing with 1 point and probably about 1,000 rebounds. It feels like it, but...
And now normally this 5 that we have on the court is really known for starting out in a press, but this time, no press whatsoever. So we'll see how that's going to affect this game.
Coming off the screen will be Freeland. He drives through the lane, can't finish at the hoop. Rebound there by Meltebarger. Meltebarger's going to get it to Foster. He'll slow it up and set up the Eagles' offense. Actually, he'll take a 3-point shot, and it is good, Bryce Foster.
And unless his name's Jackson Cantwell, you have to get in the face of these Nixa Eagles defenders the second they cross the volleyball line.
3-point shot taken, no good. Actually, wow. I really thought he took a 3 there. I looked down on my paper to see his name. There's the 3-point shot, and it is no good. Here's Flint with the rebound. Looks inside, finds his older brother off the glass, no good.
Park Hill got bailed out there. Defense just collapsed, and no one was guarding the block on the right side.
Here's Nymick, Euro stepping through the lane, shot blocked. Foul will be called early. I believe that'll be on the ground on Bryce Foster.
.115 left, only a 4-point deficit. Park Hill's been able to stay in this game, but they haven't been able to take a lead. Really, their offense has been playing good, but you're good. The defense that really needs to pick up and stop the Eagles from scoring, but the offense so far has looked good.
He'll be Caston. Isaiah Caston guarded by Flint. Gets in the quarter, Freeland. Freeland guarded by Foster as the Eagles remain in their man-to-man defense. Freeland trying to drive on Foster. Gets the pass off. Back out. Three-pointer. No good. Finds the hands of Jones, and Jones swings it back around. Pass tipped and almost taken away there by Kevon Flint. Looking inside will be Freeland. Fighting for the ball will be Randy Flint. It'll be a jump ball on Eagles basketball. What a play by Randy Flint. They'll force a turnover.
And even though it's man defense, this Eagles team is going to collapse when Park Hill drives in. So knowing that, you need to always have an outlet man on the three-point line where the guy's driving in. If you got to rotate back up, because that forces the second defender for the Eagles to make a decision to go for the ball or go for the outlet guy. And if they pick wrong, it's free points for Park Hill.
Here's Kevon Flint to bring it up. Back over Lane Meltebarter. Meltebarter to Randy Flint now. Flint guarded by Freeland. Back out in the corner. Kevon Flint to the top. Wyatt Vincent. 20 seconds left on the clock. The Trojans still playing very tight defense on the Eagle, not letting them have any separation at all.
And they started with a zone towards up the perimeter, but now they've switched to a man.
Here's Kevon Flint now driving through the lane. Reverse lay, be fouled hard and go to the line with 5.8 seconds left. Two big free throws for the Eagles as I believe they'll get ball going in the second quarter.
Yeah, because they lost tips, so yeah, they'll get it in the second and third?
Yeah.
And you know what's great about this five on the floor for the Eagles right now is that they have the endurance to play long time. So right now, Peters, Kemp, Hines, they're all just sitting on the bench collecting rest, and they're going to feel like they're getting their first shift in by the time they get back out on the floor.
Well, 4 of the 5 guys on the court played football, so they started conditioning back in June, or actually the end of May. We started running at the end of May, so they've been conditioned for quite some time. And now I don't know about the basketball team, but I'm sure they conditioned quite a lot. And at the buzzer, rolling in will be Isaiah Caston. 19-16, the Nixa Eagles lead. We'll be back after this short break, brought to you by Central Gas and Propane. And we are back, and it'll be Park Hill basketball, actually, I think it goes off the possession arrow. It's not like the NBA.
Oh, yeah, because it just switched down there. Now it's switched towards Nixa. So, yeah, you're right.
And it will be Okoye. The Eagle stars back in, gets McKnight to miss, but throws it right into the hands of Bryce Foster. Foster pushing up court now. Gets it over to Peters. Peters far cornered out of Vincent near wing.
And if that pass is
Kemp
better
to Foster.
That pass is better thrown by Peters. That's a quick catch and shoot scenario. That's why you got to make your passes on the right spot to set up opportunities like that. But now the Eagles have to look elsewhere.
Here's Peters fading away, no good. Fighting for the rebound will be Fonville, and it'll be a jump ball, so stay with the Eagles. So the Eagles just kind of need to finish on these second chances. I mean, it could be a completely different game if we've finished on the second chances. They're getting the rebounds. It's just the finishing part.
And if you only finish on half of them, that adds up a lot later in the game.
Fighting for the rebound will be McKnight and Okoye, but they get it up court to Freeland. Freeland laying it up off the glass. No good. Rebound by Peters as Foster was completely ready to take the charge until Freeland left the ground. And now McKnight driving baseline. No foul called, and fighting for the rebound will be Foster. Loses control of the basketball. Out of bounds.
That was a great hop step.
Trojan basketball.
That was a great hop step in the lane by McKnight, and he goes straight up with 2 guys on him right in the middle of the paint. He is not scared to go up, especially as a freshman, how athletic he is. That is really good to see if you're Coach Blancett. A lot of times freshmen
Or actually, it will be Eagles basketball is hopping through the lane. Will be Peters. It will go. It didn't look like it was going at first, but it just barely caught the rim enough to roll back in. Right there, Nymek took about 4 steps between catching that pass. Now it will be Cameron Jones. Jones in the corner. Here's a Coy. Coy guarded by McKnight, looking inside Nymek. Puts it up, and it will roll in for 2. Des Nymek. 21-18. Now it's going to be Kemp. Bounce pass Peters. Deep 3-pointers from Josh Peters. No good. Getting the rebound will be McKnight. Spinning through the lane. McKnight will be fouled hard and will go to line 2, shoot 2. He's been working his butt off down there.
And a lot of first-year varsity guys really are kind of scared to get into the paint, or a little, I wouldn't say scared, hesitant, because the level of competition, the intensity is way different from JV. McKnight, as a freshman, he is not afraid whatsoever. He's going straight up, taking contact as he's going up there, and I absolutely love it, and I guarantee you Blancett does as well.
McKnight can't get the first one to fall. And, yeah, I mean, especially a kid who just turned 15. I mean, he's playing with 18-year-olds out on the court. I mean, it's impressive. It's kind of like in college now how an 18-year-old kid could play with a 25-year-old. I mean, like, it's absolutely crazy. And the fact that he's competing this well is showing so much potential.
Yeah, he's out there balling with grown men, essentially.
And it'll be Shag coming off the screen, gets it over Jones. Jones back to Shag. Now driving through Shag. Elbow jumper, no good. Rebound by Peters.
And the Eagles have switched to a 2-3 zone. If you're Park Hill, you want to drive that in to get the defense to collapse. And again, have an outlet guy. And just
Cantwell inside, lays it off the glass, and it is good from 2. The Eagles extend their lead to 6.
And just try and force mistakes. I will say with our team, it's so hard to get little snippets out before they're down on the other end.
It's very difficult.
It's fun to watch.
Coming off a screen will be Shag. His 3-pointer, no good. Rebound there by Hines. Now pushing it up court. Peters driving. He'll pull it back out and get it to Hines. Hines looking for any Eagle, and he finds Kemp. Kemp, deep 3-pointer, comes up short, finds the hands of Fonville. Pass almost thrown into the backcourt there. It'll be Shaq. He gets it over Jones.
And look at this. All 5 guys on the perimeter. When you set off screens, off ball on the top of the key. Hold on.
Pass taken, not taken away, but shots blocked there by Cantwell. Jones now going up. Foul will be called, and it will roll in. And 1, Cameron Jones.
And notice how Park Hill on that drive had all 5 guys in the perimeter at one point. When you're running a 2-3, you only got 2 guys guarding the wing and the top of the key and 1 guy guarding the corner. So it forces the guys down low to scoot up a little bit, which opens up the inside for backdoor cuts and just drives inside. So great strategy by the Trojans. And then a foul and a chance to be, or and 1, excuse me, and now it's only a 3-point game once again.
24-21 is your score. The Eagles lead still with 4:43 left in the second. Kemp to push it up court. Falling to the ground, but falling on. Timeout being called there by Coach Blancett. And we will be back after this short break. Brought to you by Night Heating and Cooling. and it will be Eagles basketball. Josh Peters to throw it in. He'll throw it into the backcourt to Devin Kemp. Kemp now over to Hines. Hines to McKnight. McKnight picks up his dribble over. In the corner, Peters is the Eagles swinging around the perimeter. Inside, Cantwell finds McKnight cutting back door. Picks up his dribble, back out Hines.
I couldn't tell if that pass
Hines
was
pump fake. Jumper is good.
I couldn't tell if that pass to McKnight, when McKnight caught it, was going to Hines, because Hines had a wide open look on the wing on the right side.
Three-pointer from Jones, no good. Rebound by Cantwell. Gets it to Kemp. Kemp to Peters. Peters finding a clear lane. Foul will be called as he hits the ground pretty hard. With 3:51 left, the Eagles lead by 5 now and a chance for Peters to extend it to 7.
And this game is getting physical. A lot of hard contact going up.
And they called the foul on the ground.
Okay. A lot of hard contact going up, inside. It's fast-paced. It's getting a little chippy. This is fun basketball.
Pass into Hines as he leaps through the air and grabs it. Now to Kemp. Kemp over Peters. Peters jab step, back out. Back to Kemp. Inside Cantwell one more time. Peters three-pointer, no good. Now driving through Hines. Kicks it back out. Kemp. Kemp spinning to McKnight. Coy tips the pass there, gets to Peters. Now Hines. Hines driving baseline to McKnight. McKnight now driving through the lane, spinning. Back out Kemp to Peters, and Peters loses control of the basketball, barely keeps it in bounds. Peters guarded by a Coy. Driving through the lane, looking for Cantwell. In the corner, Hines. Top of the key, left wide open is Kemp for 3. No good. Rebound by Cantwell. Kemp to Peters, but it will be thrown out of bounds. A very chaotic possession there, and the Eagles can't capitalize, and that's something you need to capitalize on. 2 open threes just down the drain.
And the main reason they didn't capitalize was a lot of errant passes. One thrown at the feet of Josh Peters. One Garrett had to save from going out. That one just missed Peters. If those passes are in the chest, catch and shoot, one of those shots is going in. So you have to connect on those passes. I get those cross-court passes, especially when you're just throwing it with one arm. That's a hard pass to make. But you need to convert that pass and set up a good opportunity for your teammate. Because that extra second gives way more time way more than enough time for the defense to recover.
Passed over, you have Isaiah Caston. Caston now gets to a Coy. Coy swings it around the perimeter. He bounced pass inside to Jones. Foul will be called. It's going to be on Garrett Hines, and that's his first foul.
And for Park Hill right now, they are keeping it within a 1 or 2 possession game for the entire game so far. It's just they haven't been able to close it to a tie or get a 1 or 2 point lead. So, yes, your offense is playing good right now. You're putting up good points, but you need to lock in on defense. You have to find a way to get more possessions, and you know how you do that? The one thing they haven't been doing is control the boards. Nixa's been getting the boards all over the place, setting up a ton of second chance opportunities, and only leaving them with one chance to put points on the board.
And Jones can't convert on either free throws. Rebound there by Cantwell, and now Peters will hold it. Peters driving through the lane. Foul will be called on Cameron Jones. I'll send Peters to the line. 2 shoot 2. Out comes Hines. In comes Randy Flint.
I won't send him to the line.
That was his 4th. I guess so.
Oh, they already put it up there, so you thought it was going to be the 5th foul.
I didn't know they already put it up.
I got you.
McKnight left wide open. Elbow jumper, no good. Rebound Cantwell. He powers through. Shots blocked there by Nymek. One more time, he gets it off the glass. Now the Trojans are going to push it up fast. Be Nymek driving through. Back out Caston. Caston swings around the perimeter. Back over a Coy. Coy inside. Back to Caston in the corner. Nymek, his three-pointer shot's tipped, but a foul will be called on Adam McKnight.
And if you saw right there on that left side, there was about maybe 5 or 6 feet of spacing between the two of them. If you stretch that out to the wing right there, the top of the wing where the volleyball line is, that's a way more open look and does not get blocked. So if you're Park Hill South, you need to space out if you're going to do that, because that's the second time they've tried to hit that, and they haven't been able to convert on it.
Free throw by Nymick. First one is good. He'll have 3 shots and a chance to cut down the lead quite a bit.
It looks like we got Foster and Flint.
Second one is no good, and they're going to send Foster and Flint in. Out comes Kemp and McKnight. So Cantwell and Peters, the only starters left on the court, and I wouldn't be shocked if Vincent and Meltebarger entered the game soon.
Yeah, and I probably is going to be the last we'll see of Kemp and McKnight for the half.
The minute 53 left. Third free throw is good, and of course, stay tuned to hear our halftime interview with Parker Mann and Coach Brock Blansett. The Eagles look to break the press, finds Peters wide open. Swings it back around. Flint starts his dribble to bring on a double team. Finds Foster. Inside, Cantwell finds Flint in the corner, driving baseline. Here's Peters, corner 3, no good. Cantwell fighting the rebound, kicks it back out to Kevon Flint. Here's Foster one more time, Flint. Peters, another corner 3, is good, and the Eagles' ball movement is so pure.
And notice when Peters, he had 3 shot opportunities. The 2 he shot, his eyes at the net. The one he pump faked, his eyes were on the floor and where the guy was. So if you as a player can tell where the guy is looking, you can most of the time tell if he's going to pump fake it or not. If he's more focused on what's going on around him and he looks towards his other teammates before he takes the shot, odds are he's going to pump fake it. But if he's looking at the back of the rim the whole time, he's shooting that ball.
Timeout, Park Hill Trojans. We're going to take a quick break brought to you by Central Gas and Propane. It'll be Trojans basketball after they called a timeout. They find themselves down by 8.
They go on a solid 1-minute run and get 5 points on the board.
In the corner, a Coy three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Cantwell. Now 50 seconds left on the clock, and I wouldn't be shocked if Coach Blansett slows up the Eagles' offense and takes the last shot going in to half.
And that's what you should do. You have the momentum right now. You're up 8. You want to hold this for as long as you can.
Flint guarded tightly by Caston. Over to Cantwell. Taken away there by Okoye. Okoye on a 2-on-1 fast break, kicks it out. Back to Okoye. Pump fake inside. And instead gets it to Caston. Caston's shot no good. Rebound there by Randy Flint. He's pushing it down court. Goes late off the glass. Shot blocked by Okoye. It was 4-on-1 there. And Flint tries his best to get to the bucket. He has a smile on his face after getting swatted pretty hard.
And I understand him taking on that one. I know we should slow the pace of the game down, but he had an open lane. So I understand that he took that, but a great block right there. Keep that out and keep this within a single-digit deficit.
Peters coming out the screen with 14 seconds left. Here's Flint. Randy Flint controls it. The top of the key. 8 seconds left. Pulls it back out in the corner. Foster. His three-point shot. Rolls in and out. Cantwell grabbing the rebound. Fading away. No good. As time expires, 31-23 is your score. We're going to send it down to Parker Mann and Coach Blansett. We'll be back.
Coach Blanchett. Coach, last week at Willard, you guys were in the same position fighting for a championship trophy. How did that loss motivate you tonight to get the final win?
I don't know if last week's loss has a whole lot to do with tonight. We haven't talked a whole lot about it. I thought defensively and both ends of court, I think we're playing our tail off. We've got several offensive rebounds, getting big boosts from Jackson in the post.
Going into the half, you guys have the lead. What is the message to the team to keep that lead?
Going to have to keep playing hard. I mean, they're going to come at us hard too. So it's going to come down the last couple of possessions, I'm sure.
Thank you, Coach.
Again.
And we are back from halftime with 2:30 left until the start of the second half. It's been a hard-fought basketball game. 31-23 is your score. And, I mean, it's been outstanding how hard both of these teams are playing. Both of them taking a beating, a 10-man rotation going on for the Eagles, and it's been working out well for them.
Yes, it has. One thing I want to highlight is the fact that Jackson Cantwell currently sitting at 9 rebounds in the first half. He's been killing on the boards, and I mean, you're 6'8", 6'9", I would expect, especially in a high school game, for you to have a couple of boards. But he's been doing very, very well. Now, this game's been close. I know it's an 8-point game, but it's close. Momentum favors Nixa just a little bit, which is why Park Hill needs to come out in this half and fire quick. They need to get going, especially knowing how this Nixa team has played in recent history. In the third quarter, you got to come out firing on all cylinders. Now, I will say it doesn't matter how many points you put up on offense if you can't get a stop on the defensive side of the ball. And that's what they've been struggling. And it's really not even been that they've been playing bad D. It's the fact that the amount of second chance opportunities they have let up has been absolutely crucial and devastating to their game right now. I understand you're undersized, but when they go up for it, it's just a tip drill until they get it. So you need to find a way to bring that ball down and get a rebound.
Yeah, I mean, Park Hill's been losing. I think they're losing this game because the Eagles have had so many second chance opportunities.
I guarantee you, if you take away the second chance opportunity score that they had just in the last quarter, I think this would probably be a tie game. So it's definitely something they need to fix, and I guarantee you that's what they talked about in the locker room, because that's the number one right there. Sure, you're not winning the rebounds, but it's because of the fact that you're not doing that, that you're allowing all of these second and third chance opportunities for Nixa. And listen, they normally don't miss on their first drive already, so giving them a second and a third one never ends well.
And this Eagles team has been firing the ball from beyond their arc really well. I mean, it's been shocking, like how well they've been shooting from going from first 5 games to the 6th game. Really good improvement.
Yeah, it has, and it's just beginning of the season slump. They happen. Some teams start out really, really hot from everything when they start the season, and some start out struggling in a couple areas. Maybe if it's all of them just struggling in general. But the Eagles have found their stitch in this game so far, hoping they continue to do that. But when this team's hot from three-point land, good luck is all I got to say.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I mean, this is a scary team. I mean, if you see them full stride, drilling every shot they take, I mean, you just got, at that point, you just lay over. Like, there's nothing you can do. As Sweet Caroline blares through their arena moments before the start of the third quarter. It'll be Trojans basketball. So they've started with the ball 3 straight quarters in a row.
Full possession arrow currently points to where they're going. So if it switches, it'd just be possession arrow.
And the possession arrow has switched. It has not switched.
You tried to time it, didn't you?
Yeah.
I don't know what that's for then.
Caston's shot, no good. Fighting for the rebound will be Cameron Jones, but it'll be off his leg and out of bounds.
And you know what happens if you pull that in right there? That's a wide open shot at a layup. That's what we're talking about. If they're able to pull in these rebounds, they get right back in this game within minutes.
Here's McKnight. Gets it across to Hines, but passes tip first. Back Kemp in the corner, McKnight. McKnight looks inside Cantwell. Cantwell puts it on the ground. Finds Peters, far wing, three-pointer. Peters is good.
And look at the big man with the court vision. From the block, 180, slings it to Peters in the chest. He had his feet set. Everyone in the gym knew he was pulling that. What a play from the big man.
It looks like something's going on in the court. I don't know what's been happening, but they haven't cleaned the court in between games or even in between quarters at all, really. And I think that's been playing a major factor in all of the games we've watched, a lot of slipping and falling.
Yeah, definitely. And it's also kind of weird that they don't wipe the floors down. You pay close attention, you see some of the players wiping down their shoes every couple of minutes. So there's been a couple of really nasty falls and slipping and sliding throughout this tournament.
Here's Isaiah Caston, gets it across Okoye. 7:15 on the clock, and now in the corner, it will be Jones. Inside, back out, driving baseline. Nymek, but he'll dribble out of bounds with Eagles basketball.
And when you catch a ball open in the corner and one of your feet's already up in the air, everyone knows you're not shooting that. So I feel like he could have sold that a little bit better. But also, those two guys on the right side didn't move that entire drive. They sat in that spot and just shifted, but they sat in their same respective areas. There has to be more movement against this Eagles team. It's easy to guard a guy that doesn't move, I'll tell you that.
And it'll be Hines to pass it in. Pass almost taken away, kept alive by McKnight. Hits Kemp as the outlet man. Hits it back to Peters. Peters now driving through the lane. In the corner left open. Kemp for three. It is good. Devin Kemp finds the bottom of the net.
And they added points to the home column, I just saw.
And they're fixing that.
Let's say it's 23-26. I'm like, that's not right.
14-point lead for the Eagles. Here's Shag, gets it over for a three, no good. Fighting for the rebounds, Nymick. He'll fall on the ground, fighting for a jump ball. Timeout, Trojans.
Good timeout call. But hey, you finally got a board, but you just, unfortunately, weren't able to kick it out. Almost results in Eagles possession. Had to burn a timeout there. But a little bit under a minute and a half in. Park Hill's really got to get the defense going, because right now when you crash in like that, we said it a lot last year, if I'm playing the Eagles and they're shooting well, I'd much rather let them get the 2 points and just let him go one-on-one rather than crash in and just hope they miss from the three-point spot.
Yeah, I mean, they've been killing it beyond the arc, and it's impressive how well they've kind of taken that, the jump they've made.
Definitely is.
Passing it will be a Coy. Coy looks inside, finds Jones. Back out, here's Nymick. Nymick looks inside. Pass almost taken away there by Kemp. Now driving in. We Shag. Shot blocked out the backboard by Cantwell. Now it'll be McKnight getting it. And now Hines will push it up for the Eagles.
And
he'll finally guard Kemp.
The momentum is clearly in the corner of the Eagles. Push it. Keep going until they give you a reason not to. Push the pace.
Here's Hines coming off McKnight's screen. Kicks it over. Kemp in the corner. Peters driving baseline. Spinning through. Fade away jumper. No good. Fighting for the rebounds. McKnight goes up with it. No good. He'll get the rebound again, but a foul will be called first.
And you know what I'm going to say on that one? Where was the box out? Adam McKnight, we've seen the whole tournament. He is getting board after board after board. I understand it's a little hard to box out Jackson Cantwell. That's understandable. He's a five-star in football offensive lineman. But you got to box out McKnight.
First free throw by McKnight is good. That will be his third point of the night, along with 9 rebounds.
I have to imagine trying to box out Cantwell or fight him down low, trying to push a wall.
Oh, it's kind of gross, too, because,
he sweats.
He sweats a lot. You should give him being out of football practice is disgusting. There's nothing he could do about it. I mean, he's 6'8", 300 pounds, and he works his butt off.
Mm-hmm. How much does he bench? I want to figure that out.
He hit 225 for 24 reps. 410?
Wow. Thanks, Bradley.
Great stat there, Bradley.
If I ever see a dude benching 410,
I'm not even squatting 410, and the three-pointer there is good by Gavin Shag.
I can't even deadlift 410.
Yeah, neither can
Most
I.
people can't. I wonder if he squats at all, especially considering the fact he's a lineman.
Back out, Kemp in the corner, Peters inside. Cantwell finds Hines in the corner to McKnight.
And one thing I'm noticing with Cantwell, he has great court vision for a 5.
Here's Peters, gets it to Hines. Hines guarded here by Shag. He's driving through the lane. Picks up his dribble, finds Cantwell, back out McKnight. McKnight pulls the trigger for 3, falls way short. And now Gavin Shag will be bringing it up. Deep three-pointer from Shag will go in. And that's going to be off the hands of Coy, and it's going to stay with the Trojans.
I think that should have been Eagles' ball, but can't argue the call.
They're on the court.
Yeah, I understand. I have a challenge flag in my pocket, so that'd be funny. Just mid-game, some announcer throws a challenge flag. No.
Here's Nymick driving through the lane. A monstrous slam. Des Nymick.
Big man jam right there. One arm tomahawk straight down the middle. What a jam.
And Hines will answer back with a 3. No, he won't. Rebound Cantwell off the glass and will roll in.
Cantwell, that puts him at 8 on the night. And I think if he gets 2 more points, he'll definitely have a double-double.
Nymek, jab step and drive through the lane. Oh my goodness! Nymek does it again on the head of Jackson Cantwell.
Well, there's some ways to try and get your team hype and get some momentum. That's one way to do it. Taking it right to Cantwell, get him to jump. Wide open lane. Go get yourself some air, young fella.
And a new 5 for the Eagles will check in. And the momentum swing going back to the Trojans despite the fact that they're down by 11.
So I don't even care. That makes me so happy. I love watching plays like that.
I mean, feel it for Jackson Cantwell, but Des Nymek is making a highlight reel out here.
Well, it's smart. I
And
mean,
he converts on the free throw. That makes it even better.
you bring the if they're playing man, you bring the 6'8" kid out to guard you at the perimeter. If you get a pump fake and drive inside, odds are the lane's going to be open.
Oh, my goodness. Flint drops McCoy, drives through the lane. And McCoy blocks that, but it'll be out of bounds off of McCoy.
I saw the Liberty North announcers down there. One of them threw his headset, almost fell out of his chair. Flint with a nasty cross.
Flint cutting through the lane, finishes at the hoop.
Now
4-2.
And thanks to Nymek, every time a kid's going to jump up like that, I think he's going to throw it down.
Here's Shag, pulls the trigger from deep, no good. Rebound there by Vincent. Now Vincent's going to push it up court.
Lane.
Finds Meltebarger in the corner. Foster, his three-pointer is no good. Rebound there by Nymek over top of Vincent. Now it's going to be Caston to push it up the court for the Trojans. Here's Okoye from the corner. His three-point shot, no good. Rebound off the back of Shag, but a foul is going to be called first on Bryce Foster as he was fighting for it.
I thought he called out of bounds for a minute. I was like, that ball was not out yet, but it's going to be a foul. And
it was a smart play by Bryce trying to get the ball back off of the back of Shag, but he'll be charged with his second foul.
And those last 2 possessions for Park Hill, you knock those down, that's 6 points. This is a 2-point ball game.
Shag to the pass it in the corner. Driving baseline, and he'll get it to roll in, and it's only a 10-point lead now for the Eagles with 3:12 left here in the third. And then it's going to be Flint, bring it up, but he loses control of the dribble.
Nothing flashy about that play. Just work it
Driving
inside.
through the lane. He'll be smacked hard going to the hoop. He'll go to line to shoot 2.
Yeah, and everybody in the gym knew that was a penalty. Foul. I said foul.
That's 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
I said foul in football. Now I keep saying penalty in basketball.
Flint will go to line to shoot 2. Free throw is good by Flint, and he will have his second point of the night. Foster's going to sit down in the corner with Shag as he moves back towards the timeline.
You got 2 Eagles back here with only 1 Trojan.
Second free throw by Flint is good. Flint knocks down both of them to give the Eagles a 12-point lead, and now it's going to be Caston to push it up. And pass is taken away there by Kevon Flint. Looks up for his younger brother, but he'll throw it out of bounds, and a play there by the shoe of Parker Mann.
Intercepted by Flint.
You know, we got to hear that from his younger brother. Never from him, but he played some great DB throughout the year, too.
He did. Also had a couple good reps in at receiver.
Quite a few good reps in that receiver.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. I wish I remember the amount of touchdowns he got. I've been out of football mode for a while.
It was 4 or 5, but he still had a...
I thought it was like 5 or 6, but...
Here's Nymek in the corner. 3-point shot from Nymek, no good. But he'll get his own rebound. Looks inside behind the ear of Meltebarger, and to put it in will be Cameron Jones. Now the Eagles are going to slow things up here with 2:20 left. Here's Flint in the corner, Foster. Foster back to Randy Flint. Randy Flint coming off a Meltebarger screen. Here's Vincent. Vincent looks up for Foster, but finds the hands of Meltebarger. Now to Kevon Flint. 2:03 left to play. Kevon Flint driving through the lane, fading away, won't go. It'll be rebound Nymek. It'll be passes tipped, put off the hands, right in the hands of Jones. And how unlucky is that for the Eagles tipped by Flint, hits off of Vincent, finds the hands of Jones for an easy 2.
Hey, sometimes
Timeout, Nixa Eagles.
Sometimes you just caroms off a bunch of guys, and you just get a good bounce, and it just lands right in your lap. It happened right there in a free layup right there. But, I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. I mean, you tip it. Once you tip the ball, there's no telling where it's going to go. It can it'll bounce around everywhere.
Yeah, the ball's been, flying everywhere. It's been a crazy game, very aggressive. And we're going to take a moment to thank our sponsors and give them a quick shout-out. First off, Central Gas and Propane. Also, Wise Guys Screen Printing, Austin Orthodontist, Scooters Coffee, and Night Heating and Air. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our Nixa Athletic YouTube on YouTube, and also follow all of the Nixa Athletic pages. Alex Stein does a great job of running those on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you would like to have your company put out there with Nixa basketball, contact Trisha Chapman, and she will get that done for you. 45-37 in the third with 1:50 left to play. It'll be Eagles basketball coming out of their timeout.
An 8-point game, all you really need is 1 or 2 possessions to go your way. And this is right back to a 1-possession game for the Trojans.
At one point where I thought it was going to be a 20-point game, the Trojans just clawed their way back in. We're going to see Kemp check back in for Kevon Flint and Peters check back in for Lane Meltebarter. Bringing it up the court will be Randy Flint. Peters coming off the screen, finds Foster. Foster back to Kemp. Kemp driving baseline, floater will go. Back to a double-digit lead for the Eagles. Now it's going to be Isaiah Caston, the 6-foot sophomore guard. Gets in the hands of Gavin Shag, now Nymick. Nymick guarded by Foster, driving through the lane, kicks it inside. Shag, his pull-up jumper will go.
And Peters' hand in his face. Great pull-up mid-range jumper.
It'll be Randy Flint to slow it back up. 1:11 left on the clock. He sets the Eagles offense up. Now he's going to drive through the lane, finds a clear path off the glass, and will roll in for 2. What a take by the sophomore Randy Flint.
And Randy's got some hops for a sophomore. He can get up there.
That's to be Caston over Jones. Jones deep three-point shot, no good. Fighting for the rebound will be Randy Flint. Now he pushed it up the sideline. Looks in the corner, finds Vincent. Cross court. Now one more time in the corner. Randy Flint, he's hesitant to take the shot there. Brings it back out, 34 seconds left. Back to Peters. Peters to Kemp. 28 seconds left. Kemp guarded tightly by Caston.
Probably holding for the last shot here.
Here's Peters. Peters guarded by Nymick, over to Vincent. Vincent around the perimeter, bounce pass over to Kemp. 16 seconds left. Looks inside, finds Foster. Foster in the corner. Randy Flint for 3 is good. A great possession there by the Eagles. Now Caston's going to bring it up with 6 seconds left. Caston loses control of the basketball, 2 seconds left. Throws it up, it almost goes in, but a great possession there by the Eagles, giving them a 13-point lead, 52-39 with 8 minutes left in the game.
And this is the Eagles team I was hoping to see at the beginning of this season. The three-point ball is firing from all ends of the arc, and it's all smiles on the Eagles bench right now. You're up 13. You just got to hold this one out.
We'll
go
be back
to back
after this short break, brought to you by Central Gas and Propane. And we are back for quarter number 4. 39 is your score. The Eagles lead. Pass will be in to Kemp. Driving baseline will be Flint. Kicks it back out. Peters for three. Won't go. Rebound, Randy Flint fighting for it. Comes down with it, finds Vincent. Pull-up jumper from Vincent. Will go.
And what's going to be, unless they can change, what's going to be the downfall of the Trojans is not getting rebounds. These second chance points are killing them.
Double team on to Shag in the corner. Jones. Jones guarded tightly by Vincent. Pass tipped in the corner, finds the hands of Shag for three. No good. In transition will be Flint. Flint step back, cross court in the corner. Vincent, his three-point shot won't go. Rebound there by Kemp. Hands it off Peters. Peters falling through the lane hard, and it won't go. Falling on the ground will be Okoye. Diving for it's Kemp, but it'll be out of bounds off of Kemp. Bodies flying everywhere.
For a second, it looked like Kemp was about to take a shot there as he dove for it. But he's smiling, he's laughing off, we're fine.
To pass it in was Okoye. Here's Caston. Caston to Freelon. Pass tipped and taken away by Kemp. It's a 3-on-1. He'll bring it back out. Hands it to Vincent. Vincent driving baseline. Lays out the glass. No rolling for two. Wide Vincent with his fourth point of the night. Timeout. Park Hill Trojans and the Eagles now lead by 17. A game I thought was going to be really close and still feels close despite the fact it's a 17-point lead. We'll be back after this short break, brought to you by Night Heating and Air. And I'd also like to take a moment to thank Liberty North for hosting us all week and giving us some tours around the school, also for having me down on their broadcast on ESPN3 for the second year in a row. So thank you to them for treating us so well throughout the week.
They even allowed us to come in and sit during their press conference with their head football coach after their state championship win. So thank you to Liberty North High School for letting us invade your school for a couple days.
Here's Nymick in the corner. Pass back to the top. Swung across Okoye. Okoye, pump fake, back over, three-point shot is no good. Nymick soaring through the air. He can't finish, fighting for the rebound. Falling to the ground will be Okoye, and that should be a traveling violation, and it is. Eagles basketball.
Yeah, that one's going to get called a travel every time. I mean, that's not any call that anyone's going to fight over, try and dispute.
And here's Vincent, bounce pass over. Kemp looking for Peters cutting through the lane, and pass on a little behind him, and it's caught by Coach Blancett. The Eagles still lead by 17 with 5:56 left.
You know, if the Eagles are able to finish this out the way they've been playing so far all night, you think they'd have to feel incredible going in to Kickapoo.
Here's Okoye, yeah, especially going into Kickapoo. That's a really big game.
And that's going to be a hostile environment.
It always is. I mean, anywhere you go where you see Nixa Kickapoo, I mean, it's a dream for everybody, including Wyatt Wheeler. I mean, it's Wyatt's favorite dream.
And what's funny is that Kickapoo had a student section for the Jamboree.
I'm excited. It's going to be a very chippy game. We saw some chirping going down the court between Bryce Foster, and there's the breakaway, poked free there by Peters, picked it up by Vincent in the hands of Flint. Great play there by Peters to pick it back up. Now Coy is over Foster, near wing, three-pointer, will go Bryce Foster. Second three-pointer of the night, and the Eagles go back out by 17 points. And that all started with Josh Peters showing amazing hustle back.
Yeah, any momentum that...
Nyman's three-pointer off the top of the hoop, coming down, Eagles basketball.
Any momentum that Park Hill had or was starting to build, the second Peters broke away that fast break, and then that three-pointer from Foster, that got snuffed out. Whatever spark that might have been building got absolutely snuffed out on that one. Because that's an awful play to give up as a player.
I mean, breakaway, no one else. And here's Cantwell inside, going up for number 10, but he'll be fouled and go to line 2, shoot 2. So he's looking for 10 points. This will be a double-double if he converts on both of them. So he has probably around 14 rebounds tonight.
I wonder how many assists he has, because he's had a couple of really nice ones.
He's had three assists.
I was going to say, I don't think it's anywhere near 10, but...
No, it's pretty impressive for a big man inside. First free throw won't go. He is the front runner currently for our Central Gas and Propane Player of the Game.
If he gets the double-double, I think we'll have to give it to him.
Second free throw will also not fall. Cantwell goes 0 for 2 at the line. Now driving to Shag, putting a body into Kemp one more time. Here's Nymick. Nymick driving the lane, kicks into the corner. Caiston. Swinging around the perimeter. Far wing three, rolls in and out, rebound by McKnight. He'll get up to Kemp with 4:20 left to play. The Eagles lead by 17 still. Foul will be called.
Parker was getting ready to set a trap. They're trying to set a trap. They're not giving up. I mean, 4:16 left. You're down a decent margin, but they're still fine. I mean, it's 4:16. Anything can happen. It's a lot of time left.
Pass into Foster. Now Foster guarded by Caston. Double team brought on. Finds Cantwell. Cantwell one more time. McKnight loses control of the basketball. Peters was wide open inside there, but can't find it. Nymick tries to fight with Cantwell, and I'm telling you, I wouldn't do that. What a pass by Cantwell inside. Peters to McKnight to lay it in. Foul will be called on the ground first. And what a play there by Cantwell, jumping up like a receiver. Nymick hit him, and you were to smack. Cantwell didn't move.
Listen, I've done a lot of dumb things, but one of the dumb things was trying to run ones against Jackson Cantwell. It's never going to end well.
No, I mean.
I thought you were there for that. I know Aiden was. It was at the Ozark game. We were in Ozark. It was for the JV game, and I know A-Hop was there. I tried to go one-on-one against
Cantwell, pull-up jumper is good, and he has reached a double-double. And now Nymick driving through the lane. Charge taken by Adam McKnight. What a play, and all the momentum are with the Eagles.
And again, as more and more as McKnight plays, the more and more I'm comparing him to Noah Engelman in the way he plays.
I mean, you just see so many resemblance of Noah Engelman come out of McKnight's game. And, may not be scoring a lot, even though he had 20 in a couple other games and falling to the ground. Traveling violation will be called. But, I mean, he's putting his body on the line. He's fighting hard inside, and that's exactly what Engelman will do.
And especially in varsity basketball, not a lot of guys are willing to take charges. No. Especially against some of the bigger guys at like 6'6", 6'7", or even more of the athletic guards that are like 6'3".
Floater will fall there from Caston, pass into Foster.
So anyone who's willing to take a charge like that, I'll tip my hat to. Tip my
Eagles
cap.
Break the press with ease. In the corner, here's McKnight driving through the lane. Shot blocked. Pushed up court to Shag. He trips over his own man. With 3 minutes left, Shag to Nymick. Nymick pump fake across court. Caston. Caston in the corner. Three-point shot is good. Borsman with the three. Foul will be called.
Now comes Hines. He's going to, I'm going to assume, check in for Foster. Yep.
He will, and Foster most likely done for the game with 3 minutes left. A great run, 2 big three-pointers, and some defense that's shocked me all year long.
And he's going to come out of this game. He's got 6 points on the night.
2 for 2 beyond the arc, and they're going to make Foster come back in for one free throw.
I was going to say, I was confused why they weren't taking him off the scoreboard. That's why. And this also puts Nixa in the bonus.
It's a 14-point lead. Out comes Foster, in comes Hines.
And Devin Kemp, not the guy who normally misses his free throws.
Kemp, one of the better free throw shooters for the Eagles. His second free throw will roll in and out. There's no luck there on that second one. Now Caston to bring it up. It's a 14-point game. 3 minutes left on the clock. Pass will be thrown out of bounds off the hands of Shag.
And if you're Nixa here, I get you got to press here. But if you get a chance, it might be time to not play keep away, but try and do a little bit of insurance.
It's definitely time to play keep away.
It's time to get
keep away until you have the most open look possible.
Mm-hmm.
And the lay is good there. 15 points for Josh Peters.
And those reverse lays right there on the opposite hand from the opposite side, they look so easy. That's not an easy play to make. And Peters, silky smooth on that finish. Great play.
Foul called there on McKnight as he doesn't seem too happy with that call. But it's only going to be the first team foul this quarter for the Eagles. So they have 4 to give. 2:38 left. Eagles now lead by 16. This might be one of the best games we've seen from them all year long. As that one won't roll in. Rebound McKnight as he pulls it back out to Kemp. McKnight to bring it up as he crosses the timeline. Falling to the ground. Keeps control of his dribble. Timeout called by Coach Blancett. 2:32 left. We'll be back after this short break. Brought to you by Central Gas and Propane. And we are back for the final minutes of the Liberty North Invitational Championship game. It'll be McKnight, kicks it up top. Here's Kemp. Kemp pulls it back out. So he's chewing some clock and breaks the count. The Eagles are just rotating themselves, trying to keep good spacing here. Gets it to Hines. Hines double team brought on. Gets it to Kemp. Kemp over to McKnight. McKnight driving through the lane and lays it up, and McKnight was wanting to throw that one down and make a statement to end off the game.
I thought he was about to put him on a poster. Oh, I got so excited.
Here's a three-pointer from Jones. No good. Rebound McKnight, and he pulls it back with 1:40 left, and it's safe to say the Eagles are actually taken away there. And it's thrown down by Cameron Jones, and he'll be teed up for hanging on the rim. That doesn't shock me one bit. And honestly, it's kind of, I don't know. It was, Kemp was under the rim. And then another technical was given on the coach, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it's high school, so anytime you hang on the rim like that, the ref is going to tee you up. I mean, I knew it was going to happen the moment I saw him hang on it. So,
and everything's buzzing. They're telling the subs to go in. It's very chaotic right now. Coaches are arguing. I think another technical was handed out to the head coach. One, of course, to Cameron Jones. And it's just been, it's all over the place.
And while we do have a break real quick, I do want to say to those who may not be aware of the rule change, I want to make you aware before we get into later parts of the season. Nixa is in the bonus, but the 1-and-1 is completely gone. So it is just the double bonus now. You just go straight to 2 shots.
And we're going to see the Eagles' Kevon Lewis lace up his shoes down at the score table. First free throw is good, and one more shot before the subs can come in. You'll see 5 new Trojans coming into the game as the bench clears. Second free throw won't go, and in comes Kevon Lewis. Out comes Jackson Cantwell, and Cantwell recording a double-double, and he will be our Central Gas and Propane player of the game, so stay tuned to hear from Parker Mann and Jackson Cantwell. It'll be Eagles basketball with minute 31 left. The Eagles now lead by 17 points.
Can I just say, obviously, like when you're watching from up here or on the football field, he doesn't look like a giant. You know he's big, but he's not like a giant. I talked to him on the way up to our room in the elevator, and I was practically looking all the way up to try and talk to him and look at him in his face.
Foul called there. Will send McKnight to the line to shoot 2.
We're going to have to tell who's running.
No, he's a pretty big kid.
You're going to have to tell A-Hop to zoom way out when Parker stands next to him.
Yeah, I know. If I'm Parker, I'm standing on my tippy toes. I'm going to try to look as tall as possible.
Grab one of the bench chairs. Stand on
up.
that.
He's going to be looking like the Statue of Liberty holding the mic up to his mouth. We're acting like Parker's not like 6 foot. And
yeah, but, I mean.
Cantwell's just huge.
Cantwell's 6'8", 6'9". So.
And out comes the 2 seniors, Garrett Hines and Josh Peters, who led this team to another Liberty North championship.
And luckily, unlike the last time they were here, Peters gets to do it without getting injured. So,
yeah,
hallelujah.
I believe Peters finished with 16 points.
Yeah, I was going to say it was like 14 or 16.
In the corner, here's West driving through the lane. Shot thrown up, rebound by McKnight.
I suggest a Kevon Lewis three-pointer here.
I'm not opposed to the idea.
I don't know, because the thing is, I don't know what his three-point game is like. I haven't.
Oh, it's great. He doesn't miss.
I was going to say, I haven't seen him play basketball in a long time, so I didn't know his game had changed at all.
Jump ball there. It will be Trojan basketball with 44 seconds left to play. And after a very rough game where we thought the Eagles were going to win in Willard against the Tigers, they fall and come back with a different mentality and smoke the Trojans, and I thought it was going to be a very close game.
And almost like a game to test to see what the Eagles are made about, but.
And poked free. Here's Lewis on the 2-on-1 fast break, hands it off to Kemp.
One thing that will be a test for this Eagles team, we thought this game was, wait till we play Kickapoo. That game, I don't even care what the records are. You could put that game at any time, and it's going to be close.
Yeah, it's going to be 70-30 on a Wednesday, and Coach Bland said he loves it so much because there's no other game in the area.
Let's just say there's going to be a lot of cameras, a lot of people. It's going to be loud. I'm excited. That's going to be next Wednesday, December 13th.
And the Eagles are your 2023 Liberty North Invitational champions. They go back-to-back, and we're going to send it down to Parker Mann to have a word with our player of the game, Jackson Campbell. And stay tuned, folks, because we'll be back after that. And the Eagles are your Liberty North Invitational tournament winners. They take the second straight title in a row, and all-tournament team goes to everyone we expected it to be, Josh Peters and Adam McKnight. And, I mean, the Eagles dominated all weekend. It was very impressive and a great win going into Kickapoo.
Yeah, it is, and definitely for this team, especially how the Willard tournament ended. This tournament was really important, especially since the Eagles play a lot of really tough away games this year. Of course, you have Central home, but you got Kickapoo on the road. Parkview's like the only other good game we have at home, but the rest of our hard games are on the road. But it was a great show by the Eagles, and they're going to look really, really good going forward from here.
I mean, I'm excited for the coming weeks. We'll see you guys Wednesday night. But before we head out, we're going to sit down to Parker Mann and Jackson Cantwell one last time. But this is the last time you're hearing from us. From Ryan Swanson, I'm Brady Retone, signing off.
See you Wednesday.